Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, just want to wish you a happy new year. We are finally in 2026, and to kick off this super casual series, I am starting off with a little craft activity. So these are just some flowers that I drew with some, I guess, sarcastic little phrases to kick off the new work year. Just to, serve as a little reminder not to take life too seriously, have a little fun with it. So that will be the first craft activity. I'll be cutting those out and then putting it into this little glass here. And then secondly, we'll be doing a little January bingo card. So I'll explain a little bit more when we get to that a little bit later. So we'll just start cutting these ones out. So in the case you can't see these very clearly from the video, the first one says, I save PDFs, not lives. Normalize booing in the workplace. My flabbers be gasted daily. Employed, but at what cost? Born to make art, forced to work. 3 things I like about work: payday, lunch, and leaving. I cannot hide my irritation to save my life, and IDK, I just work here. So, I don't know if you've seen on the news, but the Danish government have made an official announcement to say that they are ending their postal service, a postal service that they have run for I think 401 years, because now they deem the service to be non-tenable, too expensive to operate, declining use of the service. I will add a little screenshot from the news article that I saw this news from, but it just makes me super sad that, okay, true. Whilst, yes, we understand snail mail is in decline, more people are choosing to send emails, etc. But the joy of receiving mail in the post, like a handwritten letter from a family member, a friend, like the excitement that brings to you is now going to be lost. But apparently there'll be some sort of there'll be private carriers who will still apparently continue delivering mail. At what cost exactly, I'm not sure, because apparently to send a letter, they were charging, I think, close to $7, which is like pretty ridiculous and expensive, right? $7 just to send a letter. So I don't know, it kind of made me think back to my childhood when my friends and I would handwrite little letters, draw little illustrations and post them to each other. And this was a practice that we continued even when we moved away to different cities completely. And just that, I don't know, just the idea that they sat down, used some of their cute stationery, spent time thinking about you, crafting their letter, handwriting it, drawing you an adorable little illustration or two, took it to the post office, had their parents buy a stamp, etc. I mean, we were still in primary school back then, so of course still needed their parents to pay for postage and all that, but that kind of craft, that kind of childhood pastime is going to be lost in the future. And even currently, like, I don't know about you, but how many handwritten letters have you written anyone in the past 5 years? So we're thinking postcards, letters just in general, like to pen pals and friends. How many of those have you actually sent in the last 5 years? and then you think about, oh, remember back to the joy that you experienced as a child. Imagine all the joy that's been lost because we've been too busy. And you know, you can say, sure, email has replaced sending traditional letters, but honestly, the number of emails that we get from work, spam emails, blah, 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 who wants to receive another bloody email? Ew, not me. So why are we so busy that we don't do this practice anymore, that we don't send handwritten mail to our friends anymore? Is it because we are actually legitimately really busy, or is it because we are just so distracted in our lives? There's like a constant pull of our attention, whether or not it's social media, advertising. They all want our attention. We live in an attention-seeking economy. Because if you think about it, that's exactly the purpose of social media, right? They want you to stay on the platform for as long as possible because you are the product. You don't pay for it, but you pay for it with your time, and time spent, that's your life. You are literally giving up your life energy to be on social media. And at what cost? Is it worth? What have you gained from spending all that time on social media? What have you gained from watching TV? Sure, you know, there's a time and place to watch TV. I love a good TV show. I love watching a good movie. But at what cost? Is the cost worth it? I don't know. Share with me your experiences, your opinions, your thoughts. Today's video is just going to be super cash because I have made the commitment this year to show up, to turn up for myself, to turn up for you. So it doesn't matter if things are not perfect, because perfection is overrated. Perfection does not exist. If we waited until things were perfect, things would never get done. And I don't know, that's probably why you failed at all the previous goals that you set, right? Because you were always waiting for the perfect time, the perfect circumstances, the perfect person, before you took action. So I say, screw it. Let's do things scrappily, because getting them done is better than waiting for things to be perfect. So I hope you will do the same this year as well, that whatever your goals may be, you will take massive action to move the needle every single day, so that each and every day you are intentional about your time, you are intentional about how you spend your energy and your money and your resources, so that all the massive action you're taking will take you step by step closer to living your dream life. And also this year, I just want to make a commitment to being more analog, doing more analog activities, doing more paper crafts, and speaking about the whole mail thing that I first started this video off with, I am going to make a public declaration, putting it out there into the interwebs that it would be so cool and a huge goal of mine to start a mail club this year. I don't know, because as you may know, I love stationery. I love stickers. I love receiving mail and haven't received any mail, like actual handwritten mail in the post in like forever. And I want to return back to some simpler times, reconnect with that childhood joy and that energy, and invite some of that back into my life, and hope that, it's something you want to invite back into your life too. So what I'm thinking with this mail club is either it'll be a monthly or a bi-monthly thing where I will send out a letter. Not sure what this letter will contain exactly, maybe some musings and inspirations that I found interesting, encouraging, inspiring. A sticker or a sticker sheet, if I can manage it. Definitely some sort of paper craft activity. So it could be some sort of activity where you cut out stuff, or you do journal prompts, or some sort of collage, something to be intentional about. Slow down, use your hands, engage with the item in your hands, stick it into your journal, and just for it to be like a mindful activity. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I am putting it out there. Could be launching to crickets, could be launching to a huge group of super excited, like-minded people. Anyways, I'm putting the intention out there. Whatever the universe decides to return back, I will await with open arms and see what happens. If you already are a part of these types of mail clubs, also share with me down in the comments below who is the artist, because I would love to sign up for some mail clubs this year, but for whatever reason, a lot of people don't send internationally, or don't send to Australia. Like, yeah, sure, I understand, we are pretty far away geographically from the rest of the world, but honestly, we're not that remote, where it's not like we are Antarctica or the Arctic Circle. So artists, please include Australia in your mail clubs, because we need some love too. We need some stationery love. So don't neglect us, don't forget us. We are here down under. So I would also love to hear about some of the goals, big crazy, wild goals that you might want to achieve this year, and exactly how you want to go about achieving them. Because, it's all well and good to set goals at the beginning of the year, but by the end of January, how much progress have you made towards these goals? Or is it just a case of you kind of jot them down in an app, jot it down in a notebook of some sort, and then never look at it ever again? And then when December rolls around, you're like, what have I done with my year? So, as I say again, intentionality is so important. And for me, if it doesn't get scheduled into the diary, it does not get done. So, yes, tell me all your tips that you have for exercising intentionality, because without an actual plan and follow through, your goals are just going to collect dust for the year. And before you know it, it'll be Christmas 2026 and you'd have made no progress at all. So these flowers are actually way trickier to cut out than I actually thought they would be when I was drawing them. But at least it means I am being mindful, being present, so I don't snip off my fingers. It's relatively relaxing, but I wonder whether or not using a Stanley knife would be an easier way of cutting these out. I will link the PDF of these flowers down in the description box below. So if you too also want to do the same activity, have these little sarcastic flowers accompany you into the start of 2026, you are more than welcome to click through on the link to download them too. Or if you wish to draw your own flowers, that would be pretty cool too. If you've got Instagram and you decide to draw your own flowers, please tag me. I would love to see your little flower creations or whatever else you decide to draw. And also in that link, if you are keen to sign up for a future Mail Club launch, you can also register your interest, because I would love to have you join me for that crazy ride. So I don't know about you, but I am obsessed with stationery. All the different kinds of letter paper, envelopes, cute characters, pens, pencils. What is it about stationery that can cause such an emotional feeling within, that it can turn you into someone who spends copious amounts of money on this stuff? Copious amounts of money. And too often than not, we don't end up using like 90% of it. So I say this year, let's make an intentional effort to use up our stationery supplies, use up our craft supplies, don't fall victim to consumerism and buy more when we have a massive stash of really cool stuff at home already. But why don't we be more intentional and start handwriting letters again? Not only to, friends and family who might live in the same city or town as you, but friends who live overseas. Let's be honest, if we just watched less TV, spent less time doom scrolling on social media, we could easily reclaim an hour or two from our day every single day. And can you imagine what you could do with that hour? So say you watched one less episode of TV every single day. That means you would have saved 8 hours over the week. That's pretty much like an entire work day, an additional work day to spend on your hobbies. Connect with family and friends. Like the options are limitless. So I don't know, maybe this is something I should put on my bingo card. I've seen online that I guess it's a trend for people to do yearly bingo cards, but I feel like yearly there's not enough urgency to it. So I want to try out doing a monthly bingo card. It seems pretty scary to me to attempt to do a monthly bingo card, given that an average bingo card has 24 squares, and to attempt to do 24 things intentionally in that month. Is that too big of an ask? Or if you were truly intentional, it is doable. So if we break it down, 24 things is technically less than one intentional act every single day. So I don't know. It sounds kind of doable when you put it like that, right? What do you think? It's super doable. So the reason I want to do a monthly bingo card is that then it'll force me to schedule it into the diary, because you'll have on average 30 or 31 days in which to complete all the tasks. So there is urgency to it. So you will hopefully more likely schedule the tasks into your week. Hopefully follow through. Maybe do the same challenge with your friends so that they can keep you accountable. Do them together. And if you do this 12 times over for the full year, can you imagine how much progress you would have made towards the goals that you set yourself up for at the beginning of the year? You would be making massive progress. Alrighty. Woo. Okay, let's get rid of all this scrap paper. Scrap paper. Okay, so this jar is too big. I'm gonna find something a bit shallower. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, here we go. Hilarious. Oh. Okay, that's activity number 1. Oop, get back in there. Get back in there. Okay, so this is just some paper I picked up at IKEA. Definitely nothing special, so I don't have to worry about ruining it, things not being perfect, blah, 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 whatever. Perfection is a farce. So, just gonna take a piece of this out if I can. Here we go. So I'm gonna maybe cut it in half so that I can like slip it into my journal later on as a record. That I completed all my bingo cards by the end of the year. I think it'll be pretty epic. It's definitely going to be a challenge, but what is life if you don't challenge yourself a little, right? Okay, definitely nothing perfect. Remember, we are doing things scrappily. Scrappily done is better than not done. So let's do it. Okay. Where did that come from? Dirty. Okay, whatever. It's not perfect. No biggie. Let us January. Bingo. Okay, let us do 24. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I realise it is now. Need a pen, hang on. Need a pen. Ah, shouldn't have done that. You still see me? Okay, I think you can still see me. If you can't, oh, too bad. Okay, so I have written a list of the things that I want to do in the coming month. And I don't know, people often talk about doing like having a reward for when you've achieved your like mini milestones. And I was thinking about this and I don't know, I don't really want to buy anything. I'm not really particularly food motivated. Like, you know, I love eating food, but like, I feel like I'm not going to be motivated enough by a food reward. So I'm not really sure what kind of reward to give myself if I achieve my January bingo card. Let me know what you would be motivated by. Would love to hear your thoughts because I don't know, if you don't motivate yourself with food or buying something, I don't know, an experience? I don't know. So I will keep this middle one blank for now because that's the reward. Otherwise, the things that I want to do this upcoming month, first one would be to go to AO, the Australian Open. I've already bought tickets. I'll be going on 2 separate days, so can't wait for that. That's definitely going to be a done and dusted activity. Otherwise, the next one will be try a new workout class. So I already do, what do? I do a range of cardio classes, I guess. And more functional stuff as well, like Pilates. So it would be nice to try something different because the gym that I go to, they have heaps of classes, but I always end up just doing the same kind of classes. So I feel like even if I tried something new once, at least that would be something a bit different. Maybe I'll discover something else that I had never considered before and something that I will like and want to continue doing. So the next square will be to read one book. So the book I've chosen this month, let me go get it, hang on. Okay, here we go. Doom and Bloom, The Case for Creativity in a World Hooked on Panic by Campbell Walker, aka Struthless. I have owned this book for I feel like yonks, but I have just been too distracted by other crap to be intentional about reading it. So this book is 173 pages. So what I have done is literally divide the page number by the number of days this month, divided by 31, which means you get about 5.6. So if I read 6 pages every single day, I will get to the end of the book by day 29 of this month. So that's just the sort of targets and like mini targets that I'll be setting on a daily basis to keep me on track for such goals like this. And like 6 pages is like super doable because a lot of the time they just have like a lot of illustrations. So if I read more than 6 pages, I'm winning already. And that might even mean that I get to start on my second book of the year early. Winning. Okay, the next one is morning pages. So this is a practice from the book The Artist's Way. I have already been doing morning pages for about the last 3 months. At times I found the practice to be really like, oh, what's the point of this? And it felt like it was a real struggle to fill the 3 pages. But on other days, I found that it has been incredibly enlightening. So that's why I persevered with the habit, and I feel like there is a lot of value that you can get out from doing this every day and committing to it as consistently as you can. So I want to continue committing to it. And if you haven't yet already heard about the book, I will link the book down below. You can have a read through the blurb and see if it's also something that you want to commit to as well. So the next thing is 1 second a day video. It is an app. Yes, I understand it's an app, and it kind of goes against, our analog mantra for the year, but it's actually a really cool app. And the premise is you take a short video that goes on for literally 1 second each and every day, and then obviously if you commit to this, and by the end of the year you will have 365 little snippets of video where you can watch back, and your future self will thank you for it. And it'll just be a really cool overview of how you spent your year. So there's a Korean YouTuber, I think her handle is Carrie Cakes. She does this consistently. I'm blown away by her dedication to it, but I don't know, I just recently watched her video recap, and I don't know, I kind of want this for myself. I've kind of like half-assed attempted to do this in the last 2 years, but I've always found like there's huge gaps where I just conveniently forget to take a video. And you think, okay, taking a video for 1 second a day, that is a very doable task, because it literally will take you like less than 10 seconds for you to open up your phone, for you to find the app, open it up, record the 1 second of video, and then that's it. So 10 seconds of your day. Can you commit 10 seconds of your day to recording snippets of your life? Okay, and the next one is daily journal recap. So on a similar vein to the 1 second a day video, I also want to do a diary entry, like a scrapbooking diary entry, where at the end of the day, you sort of sit down, bring out your washi tapes, your stickers, your pinking shears, whatever other stationery tools, etc. And you just write like a little review of the day that you've had, the highlights of your day, the lowlights of your day, what you're looking forward to, so that at the end of the year, you have a really beautiful, documented journal of how you spent your time during the year. And a lot of people use the Hobonichi diary to do this, because it's literally like a diary with a dedicated page for each day. So you don't necessarily need to get something fancy like that. You can just get like any sort of notebook to do so. And I feel like, even on the days when you're super busy or you're super tired, like you could still spend at least 5 minutes, even if you jot down in bullet points of what happened during the day, highlights, etc., lowlights, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, it's something I want to commit to doing this year. The next thing, one new recipe. Okay, so I have already gotten into the habit of meal prepping. So meal prepping feels like a pretty natural rhythm and flow to my life already. So to just add in a new recipe into the mix, I don't think is that difficult. So I think that'll be fairly easy to achieve. And the next thing would be to, do this January bingo card video. So I personally don't like editing videos. One, because I'm not very good at it, and obviously when you're not very good at things, you're more than likely like not that keen to keep practicing and doing it. But I feel like the more I do it, the better my skills will hopefully be, so I can level up. But yes, goes back to the idea of being scrappy. Getting things done is better than perfection. So I'm just gonna make a scrappy little video and just put it out there. Okay, some sort of sketching outing. So in the same vein of being analog, I started this sketchbook practice last year. Yes, you can see it's half empty, but once you got into this practice of sketching, it was actually really fun. And I note that the last time I sketched was a hell of a long time ago. Oh my gosh, literally 1 year ago. So yeah, sketching has to be done way more regularly this coming year, and looking forward to filling that up. Yes, sketching outing. Then the next one will be a walking tour. So for those who have maybe gone on free walking tours when you visited some sort of European country, there are actually a lot of walking tours right here in Melbourne. And I feel like even though I've lived here for a number of years, it's always eye-opening to discover new things about the city that you live in. So I'm gonna join one of those and be a tourist and enjoy my city. Okay, the next thing will be a new cafe. So as adults, we love to get into routines and habits. We always visit the same restaurants, visit the same cafes, visit the same bars, always the same places. It feels like it's such a monumental effort to discover new places, go to new places, check new things out. So this will be an opportunity to flex those muscles and visit a new place. Yes, let's do it. Okay, something that is super achievable, which I am achieving right now. I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen. Light a candle. Okay, candles are bought to be used. They are not decoration. Candles are not precious. Every day is precious. Use up your candle. Okay, doing my nails. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. I have a ton of cool, really cute nail stickers. So I don't know, I don't do anything fancy with my nails, so I don't know, something cute to start off the new year. That's on my to-do list. Then the next thing, home spa night. Okay, I too have so much skincare, so many masks, so much facial skincare stuff, body skincare stuff. It's time to start using it. Let's use it. We're not saving it anymore. Okay, day trip. Yes, there is still so many places in Melbourne and Victoria that I have not explored, so let's get out there and explore during this season of summer. Okay, finish, alphabet superset. Okay, so this was a self-directed project that is the brainchild of Struthless, the same dude who wrote this book. He came up with the idea, I think maybe 2 years ago, and the premise was that you would, so from the letters A to Z, the 26 letters, you would do some sort of project that relates to each individual letter. So my project was a East meets West illustration project, and the idea was to illustrate, for example, the letter A, things from my 90s childhood. So drawing from my Chinese heritage and my Western upbringing, things that related to the letter A that brought me joy during my childhood. So for example, letter A, I had stuff like Iron Monsters, Aeroplane Jelly, Echo's Cartoon Connections, and this project has taken me the longest time. One, like I mentioned before, lots of unnecessary distractions which took me off course, but I think I've only got 4 letters left of the alphabet to complete. So I am set on finally completing this project because it has been 2 years, and I think the original intention was to spend 6 months doing the project. That was his original timeline, but yes, we're so close to the end. Let's finish this once and for all. Okay, the next one, daily gratitude. So in my January bullet journal flip through, I have made a page. Let me show you. I've posted it on Instagram. Okay, so covering that up, but on this side, obviously you can see space for me to write something that I'm grateful for each and every single day. I don't know, I feel like practicing gratitude is a very important skill to have and an important practice to have in your life, because it's easy to forget the good things that happen on a daily basis. And once you practice that muscle and that and you've documented it somewhere, then you can look back and feel like you have an abundance in your life. Scarcity is not a thing, and you have so much to be grateful for and appreciate in your life. So that's something I want more of this year. Okay, the next thing. Okay. Okay, as you may know or may not know, I have an online Etsy shop, The Third Life Crisis, on Etsy. I design silly little doodles to put on art prints, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts. So I feel like 10 is a doable number of listings, considering all the other things that I've got planned for myself this coming month. So if I do more than 10, that would be great, but let's set 10 as a minimum and see how we go from there. Because I don't know, I feel like if I'm doing all these other creative activities, like creativity should continue filling my cup in other areas of my life. So it's not like if you use up all your creativity, then you have nothing to draw upon. So I don't know, 10 is very doable. So add to savings, pretty self-explanatory. Add to investments, likewise. Take a bubble bath. Okay, I have so many bath products from Lush. My bathroom smells amazing, but if I never use these products, what's the point of buying them? Time to use it. Indulge, relax. I deserve it, you deserve it. Okay, a doodle a day. So whilst I showed you this bigger sketchbook earlier, I also brought a smaller one, 12 by 12 centimeters, ideal for drawing a doodle a day. So I feel like even if I took just 2 to 5 minutes every single day to draw something, so it could be, I don't know, practicing some sort of still life in my home, literally going outside and drawing something, I don't know. If you just look around your house, there's a bazillion things that you could draw. So looking forward to that. Need to crack open the plastic and get that going. Okay, then the next thing, make a chai tea. I have so many teas at home, it's ridiculous. My go-to has always been coffee. I feel like that's the first thing that I think about when I wake up, and when I go to sleep, it's like, oh, it's the last thing I think about, because I think, oh, in a couple of hours when I wake up, I will be able to have coffee. But no, tea does not get any love, unfortunately, but I am going to turn that ship around and give my tea collection some love and use it up. Yes, we're all about using things this year. And lastly, what's the last thing that I wrote? Can't read my own handwriting. Yes. Add hooks to trinket shelf. Okay, so I finally put up my IKEA trinket shelf. I will insert a photo of it and installed it on my wall, and it looks so super cute. I should not have waited so long to put it up. And I figure on 2 bottommost rungs, it would be a really cool way to add some hooks underneath so that I can dangle on my like keyring trinkets underneath. So that'll be that. So let me finish up with some really basic stars. Oop. Whatever, not perfect, but no biggie. Okay, I will get to the reward later. So that is it from this Super Cash video. I hope that this gave you some inspiration to also turn your goals into intentional plans that you schedule and follow through on. So don't forget to, if you're keen to do a little crafty activity with me each month, because I want to do these very casual chats each month, sign up for it down below in the description box. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. If you haven't yet already, like this video and subscribe. Helps my channel out a lot, and cool. See ya.